Now, Kerry has the floor. The governor has the floor.
All right. Well, I'll stand up like a proper visitor. There we go. And thank you for having me down for your steak fry, because, wow, Bill can cook.
Oh, yeah, he can when he wants to.
Well, so tell Bill thank you if I don't get to see him before I leave, because that was very nice. And thank you for everyone that brought food. The pie was delicious. The pasta salad was delicious. Everything. The salad. I haven't eaten that well in a little bit. I've tried not to eat that well in a little bit. Okay, so inside joke. Carolyn told me this was in April or March. Well, last time I saw her at a Zoom meeting, I think actually, she's like, you watch. She goes, when you're governor, you're going to gain weight. Everybody does.
I did.
So I'm watching really carefully and making exceptions for really good food.
Those 3 years coming up.
I'm telling you, I got one more year to go, Carolyn.
I know.
And her, I don't know if it was your advice or the next person, like, just don't eat dessert.
Yeah.
It's the best part.
I didn't eat dessert. 9 out of 10 times I never had dessert. But I would go and they would feed us like, oh, I mean, you couldn't say no. I mean...
Well, no, because people make the food. You don't want to say no to their food. So, anyway, say a prayer for me, because I do not want to be diabetic when this is all over. That's one of my goals for being governor. For this year, in the directories that your club officers have, I outlined, and it was in the newsletter too, the goals that we set for the district to get people out doing service projects, because we've got several clubs that with COVID, the projects they usually do, they're just not there. They can't go in and do a vision screening now. That's not an option. They can't go into the schools and do the peace poster project because they can't get into the schools, and then some of the kids aren't even going all week. So how do you do an art contest with them? I mean, it gets a little complicated. But we want to encourage you to get out there. There are 5 global missions that Lions sponsors, supports. What are our 5 causes? Who can name one?
You don't want me to do it all, do you?
You don't count. Yes, you can say one.
Vision.
Vision is definitely one. Pediatric cancer.
Environment.
Environment.
Diabetes.
Diabetes.
Yeah. Hunger.
And hunger. And we'll throw youth in there too, because they're important. And so what we've asked the clubs to do this year is to try to hit at least 3 of those different areas. We've got a banner patch for those that do, in recognition of the efforts you're going to have to put forward to find projects to do and to keep active when doors get shut. Because there's more people in need now than there were before. It's just a matter of determining what that need is. So we are asking you to do at least 3 service projects. If you do 5, we'll get a pin for your secretary for putting them all in. But the 3 will do a banner patch. We're asking you to, as a club, your club is already very good about that, and talking with its members, making sure that you know who's not feeling well, or if someone's down, or someone needs to just a little bit of phone calls and communication to feel back with things. So we're asking clubs to do community talk and to do some club talk, and this year to be more wary of what's going on with the club members. But like I said, you guys came in, I got a full report on everybody. That was exciting.
Yeah.
But no, but that's important, because why would you want to belong to a club if nobody even misses you when you're not there? Fellowship-wise, that's not the thing. So asking you to do the blueprint for a stronger club, and so since Donna's not here, I'll have to find her and hunt her down. But I've asked Donna to set one goal in talking with the club, to find one goal that will make the club that much better this year. It may be an activity goal, it may be a fundraising goal, it may just be a fellowship goal or a membership goal. But as you have conversations, set a goal, aim for it, and hit it. Keep it realistic so that it's something you can feel accomplished when you do hit it. We're going to recruit 30 members this year. Probably is not a realistic goal for any of our clubs. But to recruit a couple new members, or to have a membership night, or to have a fellowship social. Those are things that are good goals to help your club. With that, so my theme, and line Andy's got on my pin there, it looks like a globe. I put one in my pocket to be on par. See, there we go. But it's got the globe in it, and it says, think globally, act locally. Well, I'm a French teacher, so that makes sense to me. It's what I've spent my whole life teaching kids. To teach leadership and to think outside of their here and now. Because if you know anything about high school students or students in general, they are their own world. And they are the center of their world, and that's a good thing. That gets them moving forward where they need to be. But as teachers, we try to help them think a little bit more largely about the people that are around them. And so this year I decided to keep that as my theme. Think globally, act locally. So the goals fit with that. Service goals, talking with your community, get active locally. The think globally part is the one that's actually going to be harder this year, I think, than it has been. I'll pass it on if you want to see. COVID, that's probably not a good...
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think we want to read. What if we just, I'll walk it around.
This is that.
And
All
there
right.
you go.
I just think so.
Next time, Parker.
We have disinfectant back there.
There we go.
There you go.
I've used it I don't know how many times already tonight.
Cool, isn't it?
Well, and think globally doesn't mean just think about the world, because think globally means to think beyond the now. One of the things that we do very, very well as Lions is to look at the need that we have in our community today. What scholarships we're going to give this year to which students? What food needs can we meet with the food bank this year? And we look to serve right now in our community, and that's a good thing because we need people to do that. But as Lions, we have the ability to think forward, and that idea of think globally, I want you to consider this year, because money is going to be tight for most people. It really is. A lot of our fundraisers aren't going the way we've always planned them, and it takes a little bit of extra work to find a couple new fundraisers, or to take a chicken barbecue and make it a drive-through. It takes some adapting. But I want you to consider doing that, because the donations that you make, both in the scholarships to the local community and to places like LCIF, our foundations, Ohio Lions Eye Research Fund, our Steps Walk, and the Pediatric Cancer Foundation. Those organizations we have in place as Lions because they help us to think and to meet a need that hasn't come yet. I'm going to give you an example for pediatric cancer because that's the one I'm working with right now. There's a little girl in my town. Did I tell you the story last year? There's a little girl in my town, and last year at this time she was getting real sick. She had a brain tumor, and it was the Maria's flowers kind. I don't remember the exact name of it, but it can't be removed. And so they could do treatments for her and kind of prolong her life a little bit, but they knew that she wasn't going to make it. And so as our Lions District and as our Lions Club, we gave donations to her family to help with transportation back and forth to Cincinnati and her treatments, to make sure that her brother got birthday presents because the family didn't have money to buy anything. Just little things. But between our club and the district, we were able to give $1,000 to the family. However, I would promise you that that family, if we could have given them better treatment or a cure, they would have taken that over the $1,000 any day of the week. And that's what we can do as Lions. We actually can put money towards our local hospitals and research. We can, when you donate money to OLERF, it goes for diabetes research here in the state and for vision research. And things like the contact lens and the various treatments. The money that they spent up at Case Western, they helped develop the cure for river blindness.
Yep.
They didn't know that that's, how far down the road and how many people that would affect when clubs were just making $50 donations here and there. But that's what it does. LCIF. PDG Carolyn can tell you all the things that it funds. But it's thinking ahead. It's putting in water systems around the world for people who don't have access to clean water. It's building vision clinics in places where people don't have access to eye care. Providing health screenings. It helps the Special Olympics. Those donations, they think globally. They meet a need that our communities will continue to have unless we do something else. So I'm going to ask you this year also to please contribute at least to LCIF because that's our foundation, OLERF, the Pediatric Cancer Walk, because that as Lions we can do to help families that haven't asked for help yet. And to me that's important. I think to Lions that should be part of our mission. With that in mind, have you heard about this?
Well,
Our Steps Walk.
I was wanting you to, I was trying to explain it to Bill the other night and I got it all wrong and I said,
This is why pediatric cancer is on my mind right now, because we have a family here in our district that has already asked for some help. Her son's had leukemia for 3.5 years, and she's trying to get caught up on things, and there's family problems because of COVID. So they've asked for help, and the little boy is a sweet kid, but he's got some behavioral issues because of the chemo treatments. So what the Steps Walks is on September 13th, which is a Sunday morning. Anybody who wants to can meet us out in Fostoria, and we're going to be out at there's 2 reservoirs there that kind of meet up in a bean shape, and we do our walk around the lake because there's plenty of space. People can distance before they walk, they can distance while they walk, and there's benches for those that need to pause. But so we're going to be out in Fostoria to do a walk. Now, you can sign up to go there and walk. Come watch my brother and me try to race each other, that'd be fun. Or you can sign up as a virtual walker. And a virtual walker is where you make the donation, $25, or it's $25 with the shirt, or she put 20, I think. Bill for $25, okay. So it's $25. The donation is purely for the Pediatric Cancer Fund. It's like all of our other funds. We don't take administrative costs out of there. If you want a t-shirt, that will come out of the $25. That's pretty much it. Virtual walking you can do right here in town. You can just walk up Carolyn's driveway. It's plenty long.
It's a quarter of a mile.
You can meet in town and walk around a park. What I'm going to challenge your club to do is, if you don't want to drive to Fostoria, and with COVID, mass gatherings are not a good idea. But to meet up with people that you already have fellowship with, or invite some family members or friends of yours, put on your Lions shirt on Saturday morning or Sunday and go walk. And if people ask you what you're walking for, tell them you're walking for awareness for pediatric cancer. You're walking for the Lions missions.
A lot of people walk in our cemetery, believe it or not.
Yes.
A lot of people do.
It's a nice, cemetery walks are actually kind of nice.
Yeah.
We have a lot of people that walk through
Kind
there.
of quiet.
Yeah, it is very quiet.
You are so right, Clyde.
People are dying to get in there.
Yeah.
Thanks, Clyde.
We just love Clyde.
Yeah, we actually
We
do
love
that,
Clyde.
like as a
So
club.
what I'm going to do is to encourage your club to get out and walk. Walk the dog. You know, take your family out for a walk, whatever it takes. For each $25 that you send, either as an individual or as a club, we're going to send you a red bandana. And that's what this picture here is. That's me and my niece. So we worked on this together. I'm going to send you a red bandana, and what I'm going to ask, there are plenty of you who are cell phone / photo, I see camera, but you're photo friendly. So what I'm going to ask is if you would take pictures of your club members in the red bandana walking somewhere. Walking into the house if that's all they can, they can do for the day. But take some pictures with the red bandana, and what's a hashtag? Say I threw you on the butt.
You didn't know, Sarah?
She's not. She
Oh no,
doesn't have any,
I'm sure she's heard of it.
She doesn't have any social media
Yet.
yet.
Yet. So this little girl right here, she's like, Aunt Carrie, if people take pictures, you should have a hashtag. I'm like, what? So she's showing me on Facebook and Instagram and any other social media she can think of how to do a hashtag. So those of you who take pictures with your bandanas, post them on your Facebook or Instagram accounts, and the hashtag is #WeServe, capital O, capital H2.
Is it on there? Is it on there?
I don't think it's on this sheet, but I can write it on here.
Can we just send them to you?
Yes, you can send them to me. That's what it says on here. Just send them to me and I'll post them.
Hashtag what?
We
OH2.
serve
We serve OH2.
OH2.
What is a hashtag?
It's a pound sign. Like weight pound sign.
Like more like
Tic-tac-toe.
number sign?
Yeah.
So
it's
there,
like a-
now it's on there. The bottom.
Yes.
Because what I'd like to see, since we can't get a lot of people out to Fostoria, I want to see how many people we can get pictures of. Can we get 50 lions with a bandana? Can we get 100 lions with a bandana? And so if you type in this hashtag, anybody who puts that with their picture, it'll come up. So I'm excited, and I want the lions to get out. And how many of you can walk? I see Clyde back there hiding. Everybody can walk a little bit. And honestly, if you go to a park or the cemetery and you do a walk, Lion Clyde, I will get you a sign you can put in the ground. You can walk to the sign and just hold it. And that'll work. But I'd like people to have fun with it too. Use it for some fellowship, use it for good exercise. You know, it's a good thing to sponsor.
What if people start walking with us? It's like we're walking down Main Street.
Go for it.
Get them in the picture.
Get them in the
too.
picture.
Get them in the picture and tell them you want $25.
There you
And
go.
there are some
We
people.
need it for cancer.
We got the mayor here. We could arrange a town walk.
No.
Right down
Yeah.
Main Street.
Yeah, we actually
6 feet
should.
apart.
And it doesn't have to be on the 13th. There are some people that have church on the 13th. It's on a Sunday, and we get that. So if you want to do it on a Friday night or a Saturday or at a club meeting and whatever, we're just asking clubs to get involved, to do something other than just send a check. The checks are important. They're going to go to support families here in OH2. If we don't have families that ask, we give it to one of the local hospitals in their pediatric cancer wing. But it has to be a hospital that's doing